How's it feel to finally be here, man?
Yeah, it feels like it's been fucking forever since this fight was announced. Obviously, we're finally here with Fight Week. 2 days out. You know, the mind is always on breaking Raufeon's pussy-ass face, but for now, I just got to worry about the weight cut. Weight cut is going on tonight. Weigh-in tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm feeling as good as possible.
Obviously, you don't have a 5.5 or 6 month training camp, right? But because you've known who it was going to be for so long, how much of your time before your actual camp started was consumed with just thinking about him like on a daily basis? How often did he just pop into your head?
Yeah, honestly, I've been thinking about this guy for a while. He's a guy that I just do not fucking like. You know, obviously, you're not just training for one opponent when you want to become the best in the world. You train for everybody. So for 5 months or so, I've just gotten better as a mixed martial artist, no matter who it is, because shit happens. It's a crazy fucking game. If Raufeon got hurt and I fought somebody else, then I had to be ready for them. But, you know, I have had a lot of time to just get better at my skills, and the good thing is I got into MMA maybe 4-ish years ago, so I've gotten so much better from then. I feel like my last fight was forever ago, and I've made so many fucking gains and improvements, and I'm excited to put that on display in a couple of days in the Mohegan Sun Arena against this motherfucker Stots. I just don't think that this guy poses any threat to me. You know, if you look at my last opponents, Higo in general, he has the best fucking jiu-jitsu there is probably in this bantamweight division, so you got to be very careful with him. You got to be very calculated. He's just waiting for you to open up so he can capitalize on it. With Stots, he's a pussy, he's a bitch, and he doesn't have any finishing capabilities. I can really open up against this motherfucker. I don't have to worry about him finishing me, and I can just slice up his fucking face.
Give us the Cliff's Notes version of how this beef started with you guys to begin with. I mean, we saw you in Chicago a couple weeks ago. We've seen you elsewhere before that. So we know that you guys don't like each other, but who doesn't like each other more? You?
I mean, I don't know if he actually hates me. He's definitely acting different. You know, one thing I do believe in is mental warfare and getting your opponent's head, and I can tell that I've already gotten in this motherfucker's head. This guy is acting very different right now than he has been in his previous fights. You know, that's what I have succeeded at, is getting in his head like I do with everybody. You know, when you fight Danny Sabatello, you got to change not just who you are inside the cage, but outside the cage as well. You got to talk a little bit more. You're going to feel the pressure to kind of change yourself, and I've done that. I've changed these motherfuckers' careers when they fight me, and also obviously in the cage they got to change. But with me, I've always fucking hated him. He's just a very different person from myself. You know, every time I go on Instagram, Twitter, or any social media, he's the first person to like and comment these fake laughs to everybody, and I don't live in this bullshit, fake fucking social media bullshit. He's just somebody that needs the approval from everybody. He wants to be buddy-buddy with everybody. I'm the exact opposite. Aside from my friends, family, coaches, teammates, you can fucking hate me. I don't give a shit. I don't care about your views. I only care about my view and the people that are closest to me. So obviously we're very different, and I just don't like him in general. And then also, obviously, if I'm going inside a cage with somebody and we're going to go toe-to-toe and he's going to almost maybe potentially kill me and I'm almost potentially maybe going to kill him, why the fuck would I be this guy's friend? You know, there's a lot of pussies in this fight game right now, and they go out there before the fight and they want to shake hands and they want to hug because they want to give themselves a false sense of security that nothing bad's going to happen in this cage. You know, at the end of the day, it's going to be all right. We're going to go home to their families. No, fuck that. I want to get in your head. I want you to understand fully that I have bad intentions from the get-go.
Because we're all talking about the beef with you guys, I think we're almost forgetting that, you know, you win this fight, you're getting something wrapped around your waist, right? And we haven't heard that talked about a ton. So talk me through, I guess, a little bit of what it will feel like to win a title, because then everything changes for you. You get that forever. Yeah,
I mean, I'm getting fucking chills just thinking about it. It's an absolutely dream come true. You know, all I want to be is just the best fighter on fucking earth, and I can obviously have that fortunate to be display my skill set in 2 days and get it. Obviously, it's a massive fight just in general, but to add to it, getting this fucking belt, which, by the way, it's not for the interim fucking belt. Sergio Pettis is not the champion of this division. Sergio Pettis is a pussy. He couldn't even make it in the fucking World Grand Prix. So right now, to me, Stots is the champion, and when I beat him, I will be the fucking champion. Plus, if you look at our skill sets, me and Stots are the best two fucking people in this division. I don't care what anybody says. We're better than Patchy and that Magomed on the other side, and we're way better than fucking Pettis' pussy ass. So, to me, this isn't isn't just an interim fight. This is a world title fight, and it's huge just because Bellator's bantamweight division is the best bantamweight division no matter what the promotion is. You look at this fucking world prix, and it is so stacked. It is so deep. You got guys like Brett Johns, who was top 10 in the UFC, who couldn't even make it into this World Grand Prix. You got guys like Darian Caldwell, who aren't even in this Grand Prix. So obviously, it's absolutely massive. The winner of this World Grand Prix will be the best bantamweight on the planet.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Danny, I saw in a recent interview where you kind of was breaking down the skills of Stots and the other two guys on the other side, but you talked about Pettis, but you didn't really break down his skills. Will you analyze his skills for a second?
Yeah, Pettis, I haven't seen too many of his fights. I've seen maybe a couple of them. And it's just because it's something that I have zero worry for. You know, he's a guy that, obviously, he's a striker. He has terrible grappling, terrible takedown defense. He fought my teammate Kyoji Horiguchi. Kyoji, who's not even a wrestler, took him down at will like 5 fucking times. So if that fight does happen, which I do think he will back out last second when I do have the belt after I do win this Grand Prix and fight him, I do think he'll back out. But I think he's an okay striker. He likes to throw a lot of flashy stuff because he tries to live up to Big Brother's shoes and Anthony, but he's not Anthony Pettis. So I don't think he has really great skill sets anywhere, but he is okay on the feet.
Patchy Mix is on the other side of the bracket, and I saw in a recent interview where he was complimenting his opponent, same with Stots, but when asked about you, he says, "You absolutely suck." What's your response to that?
Yeah, it's just funny because, you know, all these guys know that they're going to get clicks and a lot of publicity if they talk about me. It's honestly very smart of him to talk about me because now people are going to generate to that, and he's obviously going to get some clout to that, so you're welcome for that, Patchy. But obviously the guy's a fucking idiot. He knows that I fucking hate him. It's funny because I think all these guys in this division are friends. You know, outside of the cameras, I see them all buddy and talking and becoming friends, but I'm not in the friend-making business. I'm in the face-breaking business. I want to beat the shit out of all these motherfuckers. I want to beat the shit out of Patchy too. Whether he wins or loses, I want to beat the shit out of him. So obviously he's going to pick his boy Raufeon to win, but I really do think he knows that I'm going to win this fight. He's just not going to say it on camera because I fucking hate the guy. He's a fucking piece of shit too. He's fighting Magomed. Those two little pipsqueaks on my undercard are just terrible. I'm not even going to watch the fight because I'll probably get worse just watching it. So they can both go fuck themselves.
Danny over here. You know, you entered the tournament as a wild card. You beat, you know, the undefeated Jornal Lugo at the time. Leandro Higo. If you go out there, you beat Stots. Do you feel like you're in the position for a conversation of the fighter of the year for not just Bellator but just MMA in general?
Yeah, 1,000%. You know, one thing is I wasn't even supposed to be in Bellator. You know, I got a call on 4 or 5 days' notice to fight Brett Johns, who was top 10 in the UFC, and not just beat him, I straight dominated him. And then I go fight a very game opponent, very tough guy in Jornal Lugo, who's never tasted defeat before. He's undefeated, confidence through the roof. People were saying he was going to beat me. You know, I'm very lucky that Sergio Pettis is a pussy and backed out of the tournament for me to get this invitation into the tournament. Without Sergio Pettis being a bitch, I'm not in this World Grand Prix. So thank you to Sergio for that. So after I do beat Lugo and dominate him, it was a very impressive performance. I then go have Higo, who's one of the best jiu-jitsu guys in the MMA game, and dominate him. Now I have what people are saying is might be the best bantamweight in Stots, and if I go out there and after I beat him and if I dominate him, then I definitely should be in the conversation. You know, one thing about this Bellator bantamweight division is it's the best fucking division. So if I am dominating all these guys in the best division across all promotions, then I for sure should be in that conversation.
Mm-hmm. And we saw Yuri Prohaska vacate his belt after suffering an injury. Sergio Pettis, it's been a year since we've seen a fight. He's sidelined with an injury. Are you kind of surprised that he hasn't vacated the title by now?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know these guys personally, so I don't really like to talk about guys I don't know personally other than people in my weight class because they're all bitches. It does suck with injuries, you know, and having to do that, but, you know, this is a crazy game. Everybody's injured. You know, nobody goes into a fight fully fucking healthy. You know, I'm probably injured right now. My opponent's probably injured right now. The bottom line right now is that you go through these training camps and they're very grueling. And if you don't have a grueling training camp, then you're not going to be fucking ready. I train at the best gym down in South Florida at American Top Team, and I got straight killers gunning for my head on a daily basis. Of course, I'm going to be nicked up and bruised up, and I'm going to have a couple broken bones. But you know what? If you actually love fucking fighting and you love testing yourself and you love taking chances and risks, then you go out there and you fight anyways. So no matter what, you know, one thing with me, you can look back on my career, I have never backed out of a fight. I have never been caught with steroids. I have never missed weight. I'm a true professional and all that. And you can count on that for me going forward with all my fights. I'll never back out, unless it's a very serious injury like one of these guys did have. I know he needed surgery and all that. So obviously surgery is another thing. But, if you tear your ACL, you wouldn't be the first guy fighting on a torn ACL. It has been done before. So I think a lot of these guys in this game, not the ones that you named, are pussies and are pulling out of fights and missing weight like crazy, and I just don't get it. But that's just a testament to me saying that these guys are pussies. I'll never understand you backing out of a fucking fight. If you truly love it, just go in there and fucking fight. If you have to break off your fucking broken arm and hit the guy over the head with it, then so be it. And also stop fucking missing weight. Every fucking card, there's like 5 people missing weight. I don't get it. We got 2 things to do as a fighter: make weight and fight. That's fucking it. And when people miss weight, they want to play the fucking victim card of, oh fuck, oh my god, my kidneys and all this shit. You motherfucking volunteered to make this weight. No one made you make this weight. So I think people need to start fucking taking responsibility. If you say you're going to fucking do something, go and do it. I don't even know what the fucking question is, but the weight missing fucking gets under my skin. It's crazy.
And, I gotta ask, man, what's the best pizza place in Chicago?
Lou Malnati's is the best pizza place in Chicago. It's deep dish, and when you go to Chicago, you got to try the deep dish. I know it's very authentic. It's very different from normal pizza, but that's just kind of Chicago's thing. But they also do have very good thin crust. If you don't like deep dish, I get it. It's not your fucking thing. Thin crust is also good. There's a place in the south side called Vito and Nick's. Really good. But the best deep dish is for sure Lou Malnati's. Every time I go there, it's the first thing I do. I hope my parents aren't watching because they like to cook me a home-cooked meal the first thing, but I actually go to Lou Malnati's. It's the best deep dish there is in Chicago, and it's so fucking good. I can't wait to go back Christmas time and have it.
And last question for me, if you had to rate Raufeon Stots' trash talk game from 1 to 10, what number would it be?
-2. I think people mistake trash talk as good trash talk because in this MMA game, not everybody does it. So when you do have somebody that does it, you kind of think it's pretty good. That's just because it's different. The guy stutters all the fucking time. I call him Stuttering Stots. That should be his new nickname. But he's just not good at it. He says silly stuff. Online he compared me to a Disney Channel cartoon guy, which is just silly and funny. And then you got me over here. It's a little different. I'm carving his fucking face in. So it's very different trash talk. I don't think he's good at it. He's silly with it. I'm glad that he engages in it, though, because a lot of these pussies are afraid to do it. They're afraid of the repercussions. They're afraid of, if I talk this trash and I lose, then everything's going to be different and people are going to treat me like shit. I don't give a fuck. If I go out there and I lose this fight, you know what's different about my life? Not one fucking thing. The only thing that would be different is my comment section on my Instagram. And I don't know these motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck about these guys. I'm surrounded by great friends and family. Do you think they're going to love me or like me any less if I lose a fight? Fuck no. So either way, I'm always going to be me. Win or lose, I will always talk trash just because that's who Danny Sabatello is. The fans need to understand that's who I am. And that's what they're going to fucking get. I think fighters are big pussies. They're afraid of the repercussions, but they don't really understand the repercussions. There are none. It's just a bunch of losers that are going to say, oh, in your face, you fucking talk shit and you lost. Who cares? Your family's going to love you. Your friends are going to love you. No one gives a fuck. It's just your peace of mind when you lose. When I lose, it would be terrible. It would be the worst thing ever in my mind. But that's it. That's the only thing that changes, not the outside view.
Danny, so looking forward to the Grand Prix finals. I know you're not really looking at the other side of the bracket here, but when you envision yourself in the finale, and you're looking across the cage, which face do you see?
Yeah, right now it's a blank face. I wish either Magomed or Patchy were better so I could have a face. But the fact of the matter is they're not very good. So it's hard. It's actually hard on me. People should feel bad that these guys aren't better because I want to have a face to picture. But I just can't. I don't know who's going to win that fight. Patchy is a little bit good when he has your back and he has that body lock position. He put that on display against Kyoji Horiguchi. He's very clingy. He's hard to get off your back, so he's very good there. And then you look at Magomed, and he throws a lot of spinning attacks, which obviously are very dangerous in MMA because your lights can be put out like that. You're wearing small gloves. So I really don't have a prediction. In practice, I only picture Stots for now. You can't get ahead of yourself in this game. I can slip on a banana peel. He can get lucky. He can win this fight. So I need to be totally fully engaged with Stots. Even if I think I'm so much better than him, anything can fucking happen in that cage. It's absolutely chaos. So for now, it's just Raufeon Stots, and then we'll worry about that later.
Okay. And it is the season of giving. So what are you hoping to give your opponent on Friday?
82 stitches across his face.
And do you think that Die Hard is a Christmas movie?
No, it takes place in the winter, so it's a winter movie. You can watch it around Christmas because, okay, there's a Christmas tree in the movie and it's snowing, but come on, that's not a fucking Christmas movie.
And last question, what's on your holiday wish list?
A gift from Raufeon Stots for making his career. This guy, he's being talked about more than he ever has before. I saw people are saying, where's this Raufeon Stots guy came from? Motherfucker, yo, he's 34 years old. He's been in this game for forever, okay? I am making his career. Nobody was talking about him before this fight. So he owes me everything. I have given him so much fucking spotlight, it's ridiculous. He better be very thankful after this fight. No matter what the fuck happens, I better be getting a Christmas present from Raufeon Stots.
Thank you.
Yep.
Danny, you talked about family and friends. So do you think being the youngest child made you as scrappy as you are?
1000%. The youngest are always the toughest. You know, I had my older brothers, Joey and Vinny, always beating up on me, you know, from the beginning. You know, it's always funny. Joey could always beat up on me, but whenever Vinny did, I would always go and tell Joey, Vinny just did this, and then I would get Vinny in trouble with Joey. But that's just kind of the family dynamic. In an Italian household, it's very tough loving. So they've obviously molded me. My mom and my dad have molded me. All my cousins, my uncles, my aunts have molded me. You know, there's not one specific person that has molded me to who I am. It's everybody, not just family, but also friends. And then my sick mindset too. I think I'm just very differently wired. And even with these fighters, I found myself I'm very different than these guys. You know, I think in this fighting game, not everybody absolutely loves it. You know, when I talk to these other fighters and we're talking about fight night and everything, and everybody's always talking about, man, after you win, it's just the best feeling ever, and you celebrate, you get fucked up. It's great, and don't get me wrong, I love getting fucked up. I love celebrating. But to me, when I think about the fight, I get so excited about the actual act of fighting. I can't wait to actually get in there and perform and slice up this guy's face. I love fighting more than I love anything. You know, obviously the feeling after the fight is great, but I think all these fighters chase that feeling after the fight. But to me, after the fight, I'm like, fuck, man, now I gotta wait a few more months before I actually do this again. So to me, I think I am wired a little bit differently than these guys. I think I actually do love fighting, and that's why I think I'm very successful. You know, the bottom line is, everyone says keep grinding, keep grinding. I don't like that. When I go to fucking practice, it's not a grind to me. I enjoy going to practice. You know, I go to the best gym in the world down in South Florida, American Top Team. You know, it's a privilege to fucking go there, and I fucking love it. I get to fucking go there and practice fighting every single day. I fucking love that. It's not a grind. I'm doing what I love, and if you're doing what you love, you're going to be successful at it.